My dad is really something. How many blind dates is this now? He's so afraid I'll never get married.
You must be Ye Xiaolu. This photo is heavily edited. You look at least 5 years older in person.
That photo was taken 6 months ago. Maybe it's the hairstyle.
I'll have a Blue Mountain coffee. For her, make it a latte. What girl drinks something so bitter, so pretentious?
Actually, I'd like a pour-over coffee. Geisha beans, no sugar. Thank you.
Okay.
Wow, going straight for the expensive stuff. That's at least 50 won a cup. You sure you can handle it?
Don't worry, I'll pay for it myself.
Fine. Anyway, after we get married, you'll have to learn to be frugal. Did Ms. Wang tell you about my conditions? I have a house and a car. I make $20,000 a month. But there's still 20 years left on the mortgage. You'll have to help me pay it off after we're married.
Will my name be on the deed?
In your dreams. Girls these days, why are you all so materialistic? After marriage, you must work. You'll handle all the housework. Also, my parents will live with us. You must take good care of them. We must have a boy after we're married. Otherwise, we keep trying.
Mr. Lee, you're not looking for a wife. You're looking for a nanny. Plus a baby-making machine and an ATM.
What do you mean by that? A leftover woman like you? It's a favor I even agreed to meet you.
Li Wangchuan, you blind, social climbing commoner. You dare to go on a blind date, making only $5,000 a month? This bag alone would take you 2 years to afford.
I believe. Honesty is more meaningful than pretense. That bag of yours is a knockoff, isn't it?
How dare you slander me?
Serves you right. This kind of gold digger? I wouldn't take her even if she were the last option. She'd never get married in my village.
Mr. Lee, I just remembered something. My male dog is about to give birth. I have to hurry back to make postpartum meals for my dog.
Hey. You have pets? How filthy. We'll have to get rid of them when we have kids.
Let go, I would never marry you. Let go.
You did this yourself. Don't try to blame me.
Use this. Use this.
Thanks.
Seems like neither of us is having much luck today. What a weird blind date.
You're not much better. Ye Xiaolu.
Li Wangchuan. Well, I heard you say earlier your male dog is giving birth. Can you take me to see it? My job is in biotechnology, so I'm quite interested.
Actually, I don't have a dog. That was just an excuse I made up.
No wonder. A male dog giving birth doesn't seem very realistic.
Hello, Dad.
Ye Xiaolu. You think you've got some nerve, huh? Mr. Lee just called. He said you publicly humiliated him. Do you know how many tons of fertilizer he sells a year? It's an honor that he even likes you. Go back and apologize right now. He'll let it slide. He's even willing to offer $200,000 for the bride price.
Dad, how about you have him transfer the $200,000 directly to your bank account? Since you're wearing a wig, you can marry him yourself.
You?
Judging by your situation, you're probably also being forced into blind dates by your family, right?
Yeah.
How about we enter a contract marriage to get our families off our backs?
Sure.
Then tomorrow at 2 p.m. at the register office. Don't be late.
Okay.
Thanks.
Mr. Lee, you just agreed to marry an ordinary person just like that?
Rather than being forced to marry a complete stranger, I'd rather choose someone I like. Help me look into this woman.
Okay, will do.
I'm so screwed now. If my dad finds out I'm paying to marry myself off, his blood pressure will probably skyrocket.
Actually, I can...
Well, this is my salary card. You can use it however you want. I also have an apartment in Wenlin Complex. You should move in right away. It'll save you rent money.
Miss Yi, are you trying to... keep me?
Of course, think about it. I make $10,000 a month. You make $5,000 a month, if I had to ask you. For pocket money, I'd be heartbroken.
That's true. Well then, thank you, dear. But keeping me isn't a bad deal for you. After all, I'm good looking.
Haven't you heard the saying? A man is at his most handsome when he's unaware of his own good looks.
Really? So what do you think of me now?
Just average. Hey, Ningwan. What did you say? Mr. Lee is returning to the country early. The succession ceremony has been moved up. Okay, I'll be right back. I have to work overtime tonight. Don't wait up for me. And in the fridge, there's a lunch I made this morning. Just heat it up.
Hey, wait. Give me your car keys. I'll drive you.
No need.
In your current state, I'm afraid you'll make the headlines tomorrow. Saying a woman got into a tragic accident on her way to work overtime. Come on, I'll take you.
Mr. Lee, thank you for the ride.
This is for you.
You only make $5,000 a month. How can you afford such an expensive gift?
I thought it suited you, so I bought it for you. Keep it. It really is beautiful.
Stop it. I'm going in now. By the way, even though I work at a big company, you don't need to feel too much pressure. I believe you'll find a suitable job.
Okay. I'll pick you up at 6.
No need. I'll take the subway. Bye.
Hello?
Mr. Lee, the chairman wants you to come to the group headquarters. The succession ceremony is about to begin.
I'm right downstairs at the company. See you later.
Xiaolu, you're finally here. The guest list was updated last minute. Over a dozen VIP clients were added. All the sign-in sheets need to be redone. Even the schedule needs adjusting.
Give me half an hour. When will the people from the CEO's office arrive?
An hour at most. Today is the new CEO's first day. I hear this Mr. Lee has a sharp eye. He can spot the tiniest mistake.
Let's go.
Have you heard? This young master of the Lee family is a complete tyrant.
How bad is he?
Rumors say Mr. Lee is a business genius. But he went abroad for love and got dumped. He came back a changed man. He's thrown teacups in meetings, made directors cry. Forcing entire departments to redo proposals is just normal for him.
Tyrant? My Mr. Lee is much better. Even if he's not rich, he tucks me in and buys me gifts. Done. All client invitations have been resent. Catering and security have been notified. Let's go to the venue for a final check.
Xiaolu, you're a lifesaver.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lie Group's new CEO succession ceremony. Please welcome Lie Group's new CEO.
Hello, everyone. Starting today, I officially assume the role of CEO.
The new CEO is so handsome. I just don't get it. What kind of ex-girlfriend would be willing to dump him?
Who knows? But a good-for-nothing rich kid like him is probably all fur coat and no knickers.
My name is Li Wangchuan. I know. You might not know me very well. Since I took over, I hope to lead our company.
That voice sounds so familiar.
Xiaolu, Director Ding wants you in his office. Says there's a VIP client with an emergency, asking for you.
But
Go, Mr. Li isn't going anywhere. If you're late, Director Ding will yell again. Let's go.
I ask all employees for your understanding. Thank you.
Mr. Li, why did you have someone send Mrs. Li away?
I do like her. But someone who wants to get married the first time we meet. I just need to make sure. She's not some little fox sent by my grandfather.
how can the voice be so similar? Could they really be the same person? No way, Mr. Li wouldn't have that kind of status.
Done showering?
Pervert. Sorry about that. Been single for so long I forgot I'm married.
It's fine.
This is for you.
Marriage Agreement. Article 1. During the marriage, no interference in private lives. Article 2. No sharing a room, no cheating. You're trying to protect yourself from me. Or you can't control yourself around.
I can control myself. These are just the basic terms. If you cheat and my dad finds out, the whole thing falls apart.
Article 3. The agreement lasts 1 year. Penalty for breach, 10 million. That's harsh.
It's just a formality. If you dump me one day, where am I going to find another fake husband? Fine, read it slowly. I'm going to work overtime. I heard the new CEO at our company is a tyrant. I can't let him get any dirt on me.
A tyrant? Is your boss hard to get along with?
Hard to get along with? More than that. He's a spoiled rich kid who acts on every whim. Today he dumped over a dozen VIPs on us. He threw our whole team into complete chaos.
Is it possible it was his subordinates acting on their own?
He's the CEO. Would he let others lead him around?
Because he's the CEO. The people under him just guess what he wants.
So by your logic, he's actually kind of pitiful.
Right.
Too bad I didn't get a good look at what he looks like today. But for a good-for-nothing rich heir like him, he's probably just eating and drinking all day. Greasy-faced. Who knows? He probably looks about the same as that Lee Fugui I met on my blind date.
Impossible. But doesn't everyone say he's some kind of business prodigy?
That's definitely his family throwing money at it. He's the kind of guy who abandoned his company and ran off abroad for an ex-girlfriend. A hopeless love stuck like that doesn't sound very reliable. Wait. Why are you always defending him?
Come
to think of it, you and Mr. Li share the same surname. You couldn't be...
How could that be? What do you think? If I really were Mir Lee, would I be living with you in this tiny apartment?
I get it now. Let go of me first.
The agreement states, we can't share a room. Does kissing violate the agreement?
Sir. Sorry to interrupt.
Jinyun. What are you doing here?
Leng Xuan called me, said she's coming back soon. I came to ask if you want to throw her a welcome back party. She's planning to stay for good this time. You two can finally pick up where you left off.
Who's Langshan?
Leng Shen is Mr. Lee's first love, the one who got away.
Hey, shut up. This is my wife. We're already married. Don't listen to his nonsense. He's been a bit slow since childhood.
My apologies, Mrs. Lee, about Leng Xuan's welcome party. I'll handle it myself. Don't overthink it. That's all ancient history.
It's fine. Mr. Lee is a good man. If he can find someone he truly loves, I'd be happy for him. After all, ours is a marriage of convenience. Who cares what happens after a year? You two chat. I'll make some tea.
She is really magnanimous.
Had enough of the show? Then get lost.
In such a hurry to kick me out? What's this?
It's a company merger contract. What's it to you?
It's just some lousy document. Why so worked up?
Why the rush? Not even staying for tea?
You just said you want me to be with someone I love. Are you trying to encourage me to cheat?
Who's encouraging you to cheat? I just don't want you to miss out on true love.
So you think Zhang Lengxuan and I are true love?
Yeah. Ours is a marriage of convenience. If you really find true love, I'd be happy for you.
But the agreement also states no cheating during the marriage. What if I get back with my ex? And dump you? Now, do you still want me to rekindle things with my ex?
No, I don't. I still have to deal with my dad.
That's more like it. Good girl.
What? Mr. Lee really married some ordinary girl?
Yeah, I remember her name was. Ye Xiaolu.
Then what about Lengshan? Let's leave it at that. Miss Ding, Mr. Lee was already married? Which family's daughter is she? Don't ask questions you shouldn't. What is it? Xiaolu has completed the non-fish skin burn repair solution. We'd like you to liaise with the biopharma company. Who did you say made it? Yes, Xiaolu. She's the one who won the Innovation Award 3 years running. I see. That Mr. Huang from the pharma company praised Ye Xiaolu's skills. Let this be a chance for her to gain experience. Let her go. But Xiaolu has never negotiated a deal before. Don't worry. If it falls through, I'll handle it. You're all still young. Go ahead and give it a try. Understood. Thank you, Miss Ding. Mr. Huang, you mentioned liking Ye Xiaolu. She's coming to see you alone tomorrow to discuss the deal.
Xiaolu. Miss Ding really kept you hidden away. What brings you out today?
Maybe Miss Ding wants to mentor and before, I thought she had it out for me. After tonight, I'll have to thank her properly.
Right. After tonight, let's go together and thank Miss Ding.
Mr. Huang, let me toast you again.
Okay.
Mrs. Lee? Mr. Lee, you sent your wife to negotiate with Mr. Huang. That scum was touching her hand.
Address.
Xiaolu. Sit, have another drink.
Mr. Huang, I really can't drink anymore. We should talk business.
Hey.
Mr. Huang.
Hey, the way you struggle really is like a little deer.
Let go of me. Forget the deal. I don't want it.
Stop acting all high and mighty. Didn't Ding Qushui tell you? Everyone in this building works for me. You can scream all you want. No one's gonna hear you.
Mr. Lee.
Mr. Huang, let me introduce myself. I'm her husband.
Who are you hitting me? Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee. What brings you here, Mr. Lee?
You've got quite the nerve. Daring to insult my wife.
It's not like that, Mr. Lee. It's a misunderstanding. Mr. Lee, I really didn't know Ms. Ye was yours.
I'm so hot.
Put out the order. Drive the Huang family out of the capital. From now on, anyone who dares to work with the Huangs will have me to answer to.
Yes, sir.
You're Mr. Lee?
Mr. Lee, I have a family to support. Mr. Lee. Minanis job. Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee.
I'm burning up. It's awful.
I'll get you an ice pack.
Mr. Lee, you really are a block of wood. Wasn't I there to discuss a partnership? How did I end up sleeping with him?
Have Ding Shushui come to my office.
Xiaolu, breaking news. Mr. Huang was driven out of the capital overnight by Mr. Lee.
That's so sudden.
I heard Mr. Lee gave the order personally. The whole industry's in an uproar now. When you went to discuss the partnership yesterday, did you notice anything unusual?
I don't remember clearly. I just remember he was getting handsy with me. Then someone saved me.
It couldn't be one of those hero saves the beauty scenarios, and he fell for you at first sight, could it?
No way. Last night I slept with my husband.
Boring.
Ms. Ye, Mr. Lee requests your presence in the CEO's office.
Good luck.
Mr. Lee, you wanted to see me? Mr. Lee, what are you doing here?
I'm here to collect a debt.
A debt? What kind of debt? That you'd come all the way to the CEO's office for? Don't tell me Mr. Lee owes you money. Hey, get up. That's Mr. Lee's seat.
Miss Ye. Don't you ever wonder what your boss's name is?
You couldn't be...
Let me reintroduce myself. I'm the CEO of the Lai Group. Li Wangchuan.
You know, I just remembered. I have something to do. I should go.
Hey. Dear, if I remember correctly, you were the one who said you'd take care of me. Don't tell me. You regret it?
How could I possibly afford to take care of you? Besides, aren't you mad that I called you a tyrant?
Scared now, are you? You were pretty brave yesterday. When you were yanking on my tie.
I was drunk. I don't remember anything. I'm leaving.
It's fine. We can start over.
I really didn't mean it. Let me go first, please. I'm sorry, okay?
Apologizing? That wasn't your attitude last night.
You're one to talk. What about you? You're a big CEO and you pretended to be poor to trick me.
I tricked you? Who was it that said at our first meeting, "I'll take care of you"? That wasn't me, was it?
Well, you didn't deny it either.
Dummy, if I had told you that I'm the CEO of the Lee Group, would you still have married me?
Well, at the very least, I wouldn't have called you a tyrant rich heir.
Mr. Lee, Miss Ding is here.
Let her in.
Mr. Lee, you wanted to see me?
Yeah, Xiaolu. Aren't you?
We're at the office. We should keep our distance.
It's fine. She's been hanging out with Jin Yoon every day. She already knows you're my wife. Miss Ding, I heard it was you who sent Ye Xiaolu alone to meet with Mr. Huang.
I knew she was your wife, so I wanted to give her special training.
Well, what's Mr. Huang's reputation like? Don't you know in your heart? Were you trying to train Ye Xiaolu? Or were you helping Jiang Lingshuan clear an obstacle?
Mr. Lee, I really didn't expect him to dare lay a hand on Ms. Ye. I specifically instructed them beforehand that I would back them up. I told Ms. Ye to go all out.
Mr. Lin.
Mr. Lee.
She did indeed say something to that effect. We don't have proof yet. I don't want to put you in a difficult position.
Fine. Notify HR. Deduct half of your salary from Ding Chushui. Also, you will personally write me a 10,000-word self-criticism. Handwritten.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. Thank you, Mrs. Lee.
Who's Mrs. Lee?
All right, get out.
Yeah, Xiaolu. Just you wait. When Leng Shuan gets back from abroad, I'll make sure to kick you off the throne of Mrs. Lee.
Mr. Lee, you're a very busy man. I won't disturb you any further.
Now it's time to settle last night's account. You having a low alcohol tolerance yesterday is one thing, but how could your drinking manners be so bad, too?
My drinking manners are usually excellent. That was the alcohol's fault.
Right, the alcohol's fault. Then what about the bite marks on my neck yesterday and the scratches all over my body? Was that the alcohol's fault, too?
So what if I slept with you? It's not like you're the one who got the short end of the stick. I'm not even asking you to take responsibility. Why are you still on my case?
Fine. Then get back to work. Just remember, by the end of the year, buy me a villa downtown.
Me?
Yeah.
You're the big CEO here?
Weren't you the one who said you'd take care of me?
Capitalist. You're richer than a country and you still want me to support you?
Mr. Lee, what happened with Miss Ding? She's crying her makeup off over here.
She sent my wife alone to meet with Mr. Huang.
She wouldn't be trying to stand up for Leng Xuan, would she? But we all have that childhood bond. Don't let things get so tense. How about I host dinner tonight? You bring your wife along too. Let everyone meet her.
Okay.
I'm not going.
What time?
7 o'clock, Jingshu Villa. Don't worry, I absolutely won't let Leng Xuan come.
Okay.
Didn't I just say I'm not going? Besides, what am I doing at your childhood friends gathering?
You have to go. I don't want a repeat of what happened with Mr. Huang.
Got it.
What do you think Mr. Lee's been up to lately? He's being so secretive. No one even sees him at the old house.
You'll find out when he gets here. It's a big surprise. Mr. Lee, have a seat.
Sit.
And this is?
Let me introduce. This is the woman who's got Mr. Lee completely head over heels.
This is Miss Liu.
Well, Yang Lengshen.
It is all in the past. Don't talk nonsense.
You think I'm like you? Mrs. Lee, I'm Lin Chiu, Mr. Lee's childhood friend. Miss Ding grew up with us. She currently works at the Lee Group. You've probably met.
Please, no, Mrs. Lee. Just call me Xiaolu. Jinyun, this is a thank you gift for you. For that incident with Mr. Huang last time. Thanks to you for telling Mr. Lee.
You're giving a gift for such a small thing? Mrs. Lee, you're being too formal.
Hey, if you don't want it, give it to me. My wife has never given me a gift.
Hey, Mr. Lee, that's going too far. This is from her to me. If you want one, have her give you one privately tonight.
What nonsense are you saying?
Hey, Mrs. Lee, I was just kidding. Don't take it to heart. I'll go get you some fruit. Jiang Lingshuan, what are you doing here?
You didn't even call me for the childhood friends gathering? So distant.
Who told Lengshuan about our gathering today? Was it you running your mouth and someone overheard?
I swear on my life, I didn't even know when she came back to the country. Besides, I just got Mr. Lee to bring his wife over. Why would I bring Mr. Lee's ex-girlfriend too? Do I look like I want to make my dad's life miserable and drive him to bankruptcy in his old age?
Besides you, no one else is that unreliable.
You? I invited Lengshuan. Some latecomers who cut in line should make some room.
You.
Wang Chuan, long time no see.
Sit.
Lengshuan, have a seat. If you need anything, just tell me. I'll have the housekeeper get it for you.
It's fine. Wang Chuan, I just went to see Master Lee. I told him I'm not leaving again after coming back this time.
Well, what's going on?
You know, this is a total showdown. Looks like Miss Jiang still has feelings for Mr. Lee. What a shame. Mr. Lee already has someone new by his side.
Hey, is she your ex? Should we invite her to sit with us?
Don't you dare. Don't forget our engagement.
Lengshuan is a Cambridge graduate. She and Mr. Lee grew up together, childhood sweethearts. Some people should realize that a rags to riches story only happens in TV dramas. You're just a tool to make someone jealous.
Wang Chuan, who is this?
This is my wife. Her name is Ye Xiaolu.
You're married? Since when?
Do I need your permission to get married?
I'm just concerned about you. Ms. Ye, is it? I'm Zhang Lengshuan. Wang Chuan's first love.
Hello.
Miss Ye, why don't you scoot over a bit? Wang Chuan hates clingy women. Back then, if I got a little too close, he would frown.
Engagement.
My husband loves it when I stick to him. When we're at home, if he can't find me for 10 minutes, he video calls to check on me.
Did you know Mr. Lee is like this?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
Did I say something wrong, honey?
I need to use the restroom. I'll deal with you when I get back.
Wang Chuan.
What exactly are you trying to do?
Wang Chuan, you really don't know what I want now that I'm back?
I have nothing to say to you. Ever since you disappeared without a word, not even a proper breakup, I chased you all the way to Cambridge. I stood under your apartment calling your name all night. And you didn't even let me in. I'm not some dog you can summon and dismiss at will.
I had my reasons. It was an arranged marriage for the family. That's why I had to leave you. But things are different now. I know in your heart you still can't let me go. That's why you found a woman on purpose to get back at me for leaving without a word. Let's start over, okay? I'll never leave you again.
So what's changed now? Is it because you heard I inherited the Lee group? Or is the Zhang family going bankrupt? The marriage alliance is off, so you want me, the sucker, to come and inherit your family's mess?
It's not like that. The Zhang family is bankrupt. But only this way could I escape and come find you. Why won't you believe me?
Jiang Lengshuan. We're over. Love has to be mutual. I have a wife now. I hope you won't do anything to hurt my wife.
I'm begging you to forgive me. Please don't abandon me. You can punish me however you want. Just don't leave me, okay?
I'm sorry.
Mr. Lee, your wife saw you hugging her. She said she had to leave.
What?
Li Wang Chuan.
Come on. Don't be too upset. There are plenty of fish in the sea. Mr. Lee is already married. You shouldn't cling to him. It's making things awkward for everyone.
What do you know? The Zhang family owes hundreds of millions in debt. Besides Li Wang Chuan, no one else can help us pay it off.
Li Wangxuan. Let's get a divorce.
Divorce? Why a divorce?
Because I've been thinking. We're just not from the same world. You're at the very top of the pyramid, the CEO of the Lai Group. And I'm just an ordinary office worker.
So when you found out who I was, didn't you feel uncomfortable? Only now you realize. We're not a good match?
You and Miss Jiang aren't still hung up on each other? Consider this me doing you a favor.
Ye Xiaolu, which eye of yours spotted me chatting with her at Jin Yun's place?
Both of my eyes saw it. I even saw you two hugging.
You remember that clearly, huh? Then tell me, are you jealous right now? Or are you trying to get my attention?
What nonsense are you talking? We're only married by contract.
Fine. A contract marriage. We can get divorced. Then right now you need to pay me a penalty of 10 million. Transfer it to my account immediately.
10 million. How can I be considered in breach? How is this a breach? I'm just trying to help your love story along.
But the contract states clearly that the term is 1 year. If either party has any regrets midway or breaches the contract, the penalty is 10 million. Mrs. Lee, you wrote these terms yourself. Have you forgotten? Before tomorrow, I expect you to transfer the penalty to my account. Otherwise, I'll have my family's lawyers and sue you.
Hey, no divorce. Forget I said that. Everything I just said doesn't count. Let's talk this over. Honey.
You? What did you just call me? What did you just call me? Say it again. Say it. Okay.
All right. Honey. I called you honey, okay? Happy now? The contract doesn't say I can't call you that.
That's more like it. This is the last time. Next time. If you dare mention divorce again.
There won't be a next time.
About Zhang Lengshuan, I need to explain things clearly. I did love her before, but 5 years ago, she suddenly broke up with me out of the blue. We haven't been in contact since, and I won't contact her in the future either.
You don't need to explain to me.
Of course I need to explain. In my life, Li Wangchuan will only have one Mrs. Li.
Ye Xiaolu, calm down. You two are only married by contract. Who Mrs. Li is has nothing to do with you. Sigh.
Xiaolu, let me give you a ride.
No need. I can drive myself. Your status is special now.
Special?
You're the famous CEO Li. If people find out about our relationship, they'll definitely gossip behind my back. Say I got ahead using my looks.
Then we'll just fire anyone who spreads rumors. Problem solved. Even if you want to distance yourself from me, people who want to spread rumors about you will still find all sorts of ways to do it.
But I just want to stand on my own 2 feet in the workplace.
Okay. Then you drive the car later. You go up from the garage and I'll walk.
Me?
Go.
Yes, Xiaolu. How come you just got out of Mr. Li's car?
Oh no, I told him not to give me a ride. Great, now we ran into Ningwan. She's the company's notorious gossip queen. You must be seeing things.
Don't try to fool me. I saw it with my own eyes. A limited edition Rolls-Royce Phantom. Mr. Li is the only one in the entire capital who has one.
You sure know a lot. Here's the thing. Mr. Li was busy with a board meeting, so he just asked me to park it in the underground garage.
Really? But I heard Mr. Li never lets anyone touch his beloved car.
Maybe in Mr. Li's eyes, we're not even people. Just a bunch of exploited workhorses.
A tyrant like him would definitely do something like that. Good morning, Mr. Li. That bastard CEO. How dare he bully our delicate little Xiaolu like that?
Why was Ningwan so easy to fool today? Ningwan, did something good happen to you?
You haven't heard? Everyone's saying Mr. Lee's girlfriend is in our company. I heard she's in our department.
What girlfriend? Who said that?
Why are you so worked up? Come on, we're going to be late. Hurry!
Who's that? You guys still don't know? That's Mr. Lee's girlfriend. I heard she was directly parachuted in from above.
I'm begging you to forgive me. Please don't leave me. You can punish me however you want. Just don't leave me, okay?
Jiang Lingshuan.
Miss Zhang, this is Ning Wan from our company. And this is...
No need for introductions. Ms. Ye and I know each other.
Xiaolu, you've actually met the CEO's wife before? Of course, beautiful people love to hang out with other beautiful people.
Oh, I already told you. I'm not the CEO's wife. Mr. Lee and I just had a memorable first love. But we've gone our separate ways now.
You're too modest, Ms. Zhang. Mr. Lee specifically arranged for you to come to the company. Isn't it obvious he wants to rekindle the old flame?
I bought these for everyone. Imported oranges. Try this, Jiaolu. It's A Wang's favorite variety. Ye Xiaolu, drop your little schemes. A pheasant can't turn into a phoenix.
Ms. Jiang, what are you talking about? I don't understand. The office is for work. Personal feelings should be discussed after hours.
Some people don't know their place, that's bad enough, but they're also stubborn.
Director Ding, don't you have enough to do? Want to write a 10,000-word self-criticism?
You're quite the talker. No wonder you've won the Innovation Award 3 years straight. I just wonder what skills you used to get it.
I won the Innovation Award 3 years in a row by burning the midnight oil and analyzing every piece of data. I have a clear conscience.
All right. Ms. Yi says she has a clear conscience. Then she has a clear conscience. Ye Xiaolu, who gave you the right to compete with me? Not only will I get the title of Young Madam Li, I'll also make you leave the company.
Mr. Lee. The staff reported that Ms. Jiang has started working at our company, and she's in Madam's department.
There's no choice. She got to Grandpa first. She made him think I still have feelings for her. Here's what you do. Have someone keep an eye on her. Make sure she doesn't cause any trouble at the company. I'll find a way to explain things to Grandpa.
Yes. This is from Jiang Pharmaceutical. It's a new collaboration request that I initiated.
To treat infected wounds in diabetic patients. Can't we just use antibiotics?
This is specifically designed for patients who've developed resistance and are ineligible for surgery.
All right. Give it to Ye Xiaolu. She has award-winning experience. I believe she can handle this without any issues. Tell her to get me the results this week.
Yes.
Wow, Xiaolu, this project of yours is super difficult. For diabetic patients, if they develop drug resistance, controlling wound infections is tough, healing disorders are common, and the recurrence rate is high. Do you have any ideas yet?
I'm planning to try natural biotherapy.
Well, good luck. I'm heading out for the day.
Jiang Lingshuan is looking for you. Go to the conference room.
Okay.
Xiaolu, I heard that Ms. Zhang from the company is also eyeing this project. It seems she doesn't like you very much. You'd better be careful. Don't let her sabotage you.
It's fine, go ahead.
Ms. Yi, I'm not one for beating around the bush. Leave a Wang. Fill in any amount on this check.
Sure.
Looks like your relationship isn't that deep after all. A random check is enough to split you two up.
Of course. Who would say no to more money?
Yes, Xiaolu, how dare you mess with me?
Didn't you say, Ms. Zhang, I could fill in any amount? Don't tell me the Zhang family can't even afford this much. Then this is a bounce check. That incurs a 5% penalty, which is 50 million.
Yes, Xiaolu. You think playing these little games will work? The gap between you and Li Wangchuan goes without saying.
What happens between me and my husband is none of your business, ex-girlfriend. Keep your nose out of it.
The Li family controls half the capital's economy. Ah Wang is not just the heir, he's also the youngest business leader on the Forbes list.
So?
So someone like you, who never even went to an Ivy League, a nobody from the bottom, you think.
Miss Zhang, going by your standards, I am now Mrs. Li. What gives you the right to question me? Ex-girlfriend or a lovelorn pursuer?
Don't push your luck. Ah Wang and I grew up together. Our families have been close for generations. You're just a scheming opportunist.
But now I'm the one married to A Wang. Ms. Zhang, don't tell me you're eager to be the other woman.
You think a marriage certificate matters? I'm A Wang's childhood sweetheart, his first love.
I don't care who you are. A Wang is in his 20s now. Having a first love, a white moonlight, is perfectly normal. If he'd never dated anyone, I'd be worried something was wrong with him. But a good horse doesn't turn back for old grass. Memories fade over time. The one by his side in the future will still be me. Don't you agree, Miss Zhang?
Yes, Xiaolu, you shameless bitch.
Miss Zhang, the company's security cameras are rolling. The esteemed heiress of the Zhang family, assaulting someone in public. Tomorrow's headlines. Will be quite the spectacle.
You think I care? For the Zhang family to make a small newspaper disappear is easier than crushing an ant.
Are you okay? Haven't you people caused enough trouble?
Ah Wang, let me explain. She insulted me first.
I'm not blind. Why was she mocking you? Don't you have any idea? Take that whole marrying within your station theory of yours and save it for someone else. Let me make this clear, Miss Jiang. Ye Xiaolu is my lawfully wedded wife. If you ever pull something like this again, you're out of the Li group. But by then, those debt collectors, what will they do to you?
For her, you'd throw away over a decade of friendship just like that?
From the moment you left without a word all those years ago, all that was left between us was a business relationship. And now, I have someone more important to protect. Wait. Take your bag. From now on, if you have any business, contact Secretary Lin. Don't go to the old house and bother my grandfather anymore.
Actually, you didn't have to do that. Our agreement doesn't say you have to protect me.
I know. Me protecting you has nothing to do with the agreement.
Then what you said earlier, was it all true?
Our marriage may be an arrangement. But in the eyes of others, you are my Mrs. Li. I won't let anyone look down on you.
Only in front of others?
Come on, I'll take you home.
I can just take a cab. Don't you have a business dinner?
It's canceled. What? Don't want me to take you?
No, I'm just a little flattered.
Oh, let's go.
For drug-resistant diabetes, maggot debridement therapy. Lane-san. Did Ye Xiaolu bully you?
Don't go. Mr. Li is protecting her now. If you go, you'll just get the short end of the stick.
Lengshan, you're just too nice. Look. Ye Xiaolu's experimental data is already complete. She's starting the experiment tomorrow. If we don't get ahead of her, she'll get all the credit.
She works fast. But directly copying is too low level.
Then what do we do? We can't just let her climb over us to get ahead.
Don't worry. We just need a little accident. Make sure luck isn't on her side.
Regarding the debridement method for drug-resistant diabetes, I plan to adopt the maggot debridement therapy that gained popularity last century. Using sterile cultured larvae of the green bottlefly to dissolve necrotic tissue and secrete antimicrobial peptides.
Sounds creative, but what about the actual results? Do you have clinical data to support it?
The experiment is progressing smoothly. We've completed all the experimental recruitment work. Ningwan is currently overseeing the experiment. I believe we'll have results soon.
Something terrible happened. Just now, a large number of subjects at the hospital developed severe infection symptoms. It's already progressed to sepsis. They're being resuscitated at the hospital.
That's impossible. All our lab animals clearly passed the safety tests. How could there be a sudden large-scale infection?
The experimental steps were all carried out according to your protocol. I was only responsible for recording data. I wasn't involved in any other part.
Ye Xiaolu, this project concerns the company's reputation. You didn't, to rush the progress, skip key testing phases and go straight to clinical trials, did you?
I didn't fabricate data. All the animal experiment records are on the lab computer. They can be retrieved and checked anytime.
Then with the subjects now having so many problems, someone has to take responsibility. If it's not because your experimental protocol was flawed, then was there an error in the execution?
I was just following Xiaolu's instructions.
All right. Now is not the time to shift blame, but this medical incident is indeed very serious. Not only will we face huge compensation, we may also be investigated by the Regulatory Bureau. Team leader, yeah. How do you plan to handle this?
What else can we do? A major medical incident plus data falsification. That's enough for 3 to 5 years, right? Oh, right. She'll also have to compensate the company for its losses. Probably around $5 million.
The matter hasn't been fully investigated yet. You're already rushing to convict her. That's just too much.
Then how do you want to investigate? From project initiation to execution, everything was handled by Ye Xiaolu herself. Now that something's gone wrong, do you really think we can find a second person responsible?
Ah Wang, this incident is major. This is no longer the time for personal feelings. We must immediately come up with a solution. Otherwise, if the incident escalates, it could be enough to destroy the Lee Group's brand credibility built up over the years. I propose we immediately fire Ye Xiaolu and notify the entire industry. All in favor, raise your hands.
I demand a thorough investigation of the samples. If there was a sudden infection, it's likely this batch of maggots got contaminated during transport or storage.
Mr. Lee, we've been working with our suppliers for years. There's never been a problem. I think she's clearly trying to shift the blame.
Enough. First, contact the hospital. Compensate all the subjects. Meeting adjourned. Everyone out. Ye Xiaolu, you stay.
A Wang.
Out.
Don't worry, you go out first. I didn't falsify the data. Don't you believe me either?
Emotionally, as your husband. Of course I believe you. But rationally, as the president of the Lee Group, I have to give everyone an explanation. Are you sure the problem is with the supplier?
I'm positive. If the supplier's maggots were fine to begin with, then that means someone deliberately contaminated the samples.
The lab has high-level access control. Besides you researchers, only management can enter. Have you offended anyone recently?
Lately, I'm either holed up in the lab all day or with you. If I really offended someone, it would only be Zhang Lingshuan. But she's not management.
She's not, that's true. But Ding Qushui is. Mr. Lin, get me Ding Qushui's access records for the past 2 weeks. Focus on the surveillance footage at the lab entrance.
Yes, sir.
Come here. Relax. Don't be so tense.
How can I relax? So many test subjects are in critical condition. If we can't find the cause, the company and I...
First, your top priority right now is to work with your secretary to organize the experimental data. Second, is to trust your husband to handle this.
But...
Can you do that?
Li Wangchuan, thank you for believing in me.
Of course. You're Mrs. Li. A husband trusting his wife should be a given.
I need to go organize the data.
Stay a little longer. I believe Mr. Lin should have the key evidence sorted out very soon. Just think of it as the CEO offering some special comfort to a wronged employee.
What kind of comfort is this?
Mr. Li, according to the surveillance and access card records, Director Ding did indeed sneak into the lab.
Bring her to me.
Yes.
You wanted to see me, Lee?
What's this about the medical incident? Explain yourself.
It's just like they said in the meeting. I don't know anything else.
Ding Qushui, I don't like beating around the bush. I'm giving you one last chance. Did you sabotage the experiment?
How could I? Ye Xiaolu is my subordinate. If she's in trouble, I'll be implicated too. If she does well, I get a bonus. Why would I want to harm her?
It's because of Jiang Lengshuan, isn't it? You know Jiang Lengshuan has a grudge against my wife. So you helped her frame my wife. Didn't you?
Lee, I don't like her, that's true. But you can't just protect her by accusing me falsely. If this is how it is, who in the capital would dare to work with the Lee Group in the future?
Director Ding, have you forgotten the company has 24-hour surveillance?
Impossible, I cut the power.
Ding Qushui. The biolab has its own independent power supply. Would you like to see your special performance? Ding Qushui. Do you have anything else to say?
Lee, please forgive me, just this once, for the sake of us growing up together.
Mr. Lin, call the police. You can say whatever you have to say to them.
Director Ding, I can give you one chance. But you have to tell the truth. That incident with Mr. Huang last time? Was it you who set me up? Secretary Lin.
I mean... What happened before? It was me. I just couldn't stand you. Taking Lengshan's position. That's why I...
So it was you.
Then, this chance.
What do you think, CEO Lee?
Secretary Lin, let her fend for herself.
Get out.
Ye Xiaolu, you lied to me. I'll haunt you from beyond the grave.
You brought this on yourself.
Satisfied?
Thank you. If it weren't for you, I'd be taking the fall for a huge mistake.
I helped you out big time. How do you plan to repay me?
I'll treat you to a meal.
Mrs. Li, do you think I can't afford a meal?
Then I'll take you to a movie.
We have a private theater at home. Are you trying to get me to come home with you for a slow watch?
Sorry, I need to get some documents.
If there's anything you want, just tell me. As long as I can afford it.
Mrs. Lee. What do I want? Don't you know?
This is the office. Isn't this a bit inappropriate?
We'll talk about it at home.
Did you hear? It's because she secretly sabotaged Xiaolu's experiment.
Really? No way. That's harsh.
Of course, our Xiaolu is a top talent at the company.
What top talent? She's just relying on her looks and is completely focused on sleeping her way to the top.
Zhang Lingxuan, watch your mouth.
Ningwan isn't lying. Xiaolu and CEO Li do have a thing going on. I saw it myself yesterday. CEO Li had her pinned on the conference table.
Is there something on my face?
Xiaolu, are you really involved with the CEO? I always thought you were different from those other women. I never thought you'd stoop so low for personal gain, using those kinds of tactics to get ahead. It's disgusting.
It's not like that.
Oh, come on. A woman's gotta use what she's got to get ahead at work. We get it. No need to be shy about admitting it.
Zhang Lingshan, what are you trying to say?
I'm saying, it seems Wang really doesn't take you seriously. If he really cared about you, why hasn't he gone public yet about your relationship? Being Mrs. Lee must be so humiliating for you.
My family matters are none of your business.
CEO Li.
Madame. You're walking too fast.
Oh, Wang,
It was my wife who wanted to keep the marriage secret. She wants to prove herself on her own merits and establish herself in the company. Is there a problem with that?
Madame, Ye Xiaolu is Mrs. Li?
Jiang Lengxuan, my grandfather likes you. That's the only reason I brought you into the company. But you shouldn't let jealousy drive you. You had Ding Qushui sabotage the experiment. Those are human lives, not playthings.
Where's your proof that I ordered it?
This is surveillance and audio of you conspiring with Ding Qushui.
Miss Jiang, have you lost your mind? Those test subjects are living, breathing people.
It's fake. This video is doctored. It was you. You were jealous that Wang Chuan and I grew up together, so you framed me.
Wang Chuan has never even looked your way. What would I be jealous of? You're the one who can't own up to what you did.
Jiang Lengxuan, you really are heartless.
I did all this for you. I had my reasons for breaking up with you. Why couldn't you just wait for me? Why did you choose her? That useless girl who's worse than me in every way. Her family background, her talent, knowledge, looks. What does she have that I don't?
Because she doesn't lie to me, and she doesn't use human lives as bargaining chips. Let's go.
Wang Chuan, I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. For Grandpa's sake, please forgive me. I can change anything. I'll even do charity work with you. Wang Chuan. Tell me, in what way am I inferior to her, Wang Chuan?
You're not even qualified to compare. Why did you drink so much?
I didn't drink that much. You look just like my husband.
I am your husband. Stop drinking.
I don't believe you. Let me check. Honey.
You're drunk.
I'm not drunk.
Hey.
So cold.
All right, come on. I'll take you to get cleaned up.
I don't want to. You have to answer a question for me. Do you still have feelings for Zhang Lengxuan? Come on, tell me.
I don't like her. In my heart, there's only you.
You're lying. Jin Yun and the others always say Zhang Lengxuan was your first love, and you always let her call you Wang Chuan. Can you honestly promise that you won't someday fall for her again?
It's just a nickname, and it's all in the past.
And how past is past, really? Did you sleep with her?
Ye Xiaolu.
You're being mean to me.
Ye Xiaolu.
You're being mean to me.
I...
So you did.
No, it's just...
People say every man has two types of women in his heart. One is the true love, the other is the first love.
Hey.
Now that you've married me, is Zhang Lengxuan that flawless first love in your heart?
All right. I'm taking you to get cleaned up. Let's go.
Put me down.
Stop messing around, or I'll really drop you. Xiaolu, what are you doing?
Since you have someone else in your heart, I'm gonna take matters into my own hands and make you remember me deeply.
Xiaolu, I'm asking you one last time. Are you really sure you want to continue?
Of course, we're legally married after all. I like you. I really like you. How did I end up falling asleep on the couch?
You're awake.
Last night, did I do anything unusual?
Well, nothing too out of the ordinary. Just a certain little drunkard threw a fit yesterday, kissed me, bit me, even undid my buttons. And in the end, she was crying while saying how much she liked me.
I did not say those things while crying.
Looks like you didn't black out. Here, drink this.
Sorry about that. I had too much to drink last night. Don't take anything I said seriously.
What? Which things? About Zhang Lengxuan being my ex, or about you liking me?
I'm gonna be late for work. I need to go freshen up.
Hey, wait! Ye Xiaolu, I need to talk to you about something.
I have a bit of a hangover headache.
It's fine. It won't be a problem. I was gonna give this to you later, but now I realize a certain little drunkard. Can't wait any longer. Ye Xiaolu, I propose we end our contract marriage and replace it with a real one. Will you give me that chance?
I will.
So, Ms. Lee, is there anything else you're worried about now?